You've probably clicked on this video thinking, what is wrong with this guy? Why would anyone in their right mind rather want to be weird than average? Okay then, let me ask you this. When you think of an average person, what are the first things that come to your mind? Like, what do they do in their free time? You should probably know this since you're most likely one of them. And if you're different than what I'm going to describe now, I'm proud of you. So, my perception of an average guy is him just spending hours at home every day watching TikTok, Instagram, just consuming social media content. Then most likely he's also playing video games and watching porn. And another thing that I really associate normal guys with nowadays are them being feminine and having really, really bad mental health because of all the points that I listed. And if you don't know what I mean with the last two things that I mentioned, let me explain. When you think of a feminine woman, what are the things that come to your mind? Probably she is loving, caring, she's very family oriented and has no real work oriented goals. She just really cares about the well-being of her man and her children, right? Now, what is a masculine man to you? He's probably hardworking, purposeful, fulfilled even. And of course he's also loving, but his main priority are his work-oriented goals and his ability to provide for his family, right? After hearing my description of a feminine woman and a masculine man, which description fits you the most? Do you have a purpose in life? Are you hardworking, or do you spend hours watching TikTok and playing video games every day? Do you chase girls, or do they chase you? And you may be already familiar with the second term that I mentioned, which was bad mental health. In case you haven't heard it, or if you're unsure, let me just ask you a few questions. Do you feel happy with the way your life is right now? Did you ever get the thought that you're not living up to your potential? That you want to do something, but you don't know what? So you spend each day scrolling your youth away, never realizing how much time you've lost and how much potential you've wasted. Or have you ever looked back at the end of the day and just thought about how you spent the last 16 hours that you were awake? Just assuming that you sleep 8 hours every day, which I really hope, since sleep is a very important topic that we will get deeper into another time. But did you ever get that thought? Or did you ever think like, today I'll go to the gym, but then you decide to watch 1 or 2 TikToks just before going to the gym, it can't hurt anyone, and then you keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and suddenly it's 10 p.m. and now it's too late. You gotta go to sleep if you don't wanna be sleep deprived the next day. So just go to sleep thinking, I'll do it tomorrow, it doesn't matter. And tomorrow you'll do this exact same thing. So here's what I can tell you about my happiness and life as a weird guy. So first off, I wake up at 5 a.m. every day, which might sound crazy to you at first. Because why should you wake up at 5 a.m? That's crazy. Why would anyone do that? And to be honest, it's pretty simple. The reason as to why I do it is just so I can have more time during the day, more productive time, since I've noticed that in the evening I'm less productive, which is most likely the same case for you. There's also those guys that have exactly the reversed position, They are really unproductive in the morning, but they are really productive during the night. But most guys really are the type of guys to be productive in the morning. That's why I recommend to you to wake up earlier, at least like an hour or two than you usually wake up, since I just really feel a lot happier. I have a lot more time. I feel purposeful. Life is great ever since I've been waking up at 5 a.m. And of course I didn't instantly wake up at 5 a.m. I started out at 6 a.m. and then I've gradually lowered it down to 5 a.m. And you have to optimize your sleeping routine, like I said. We'll get into this deeper in another video. Now, the next thing I do every morning that separates me from a normal guy is going for a run. Since every day at 5:10 a.m. I am going for a run. I'd rather just have a clear routine, which I would also recommend you to get, since If you always do a certain habit at a certain time, then you will be more likely to always perform the habit than if you would just do it whenever you feel like it. You also gain a little discipline from time to time when you really don't feel like doing the habit, but since you always do it at a time and you want to keep the streak going, you will gain a little discipline by doing it. And like I said, training is another thing that I'm really grateful for. Since I have a private trainer, I can do martial arts and gym, since he teaches me. He has a private gym and he teaches me how to correctly do each exercise and how to breathe properly. That's also a very big, important aspect that they don't tell you about in the big gyms, which I find really, really incredible how they can like keep this a secret, I would say, because they just don't tell you how to breathe. They just see you perform the task and then like, yeah, doing right or doing wrong, do more weights, do less, and they don't really care about you, you know? And that's why I'm really blessed to have this opportunity to have a private trainer. Also, another thing that kind of separates me, especially from like the people in my school, is that I really enjoy going outside. Of course, there's also a lot of people in my school who also enjoy going outside, but like I don't miss out on an opportunity to go outside. And also exercising just a lot in general is a really big thing for me. And also this going outside also keeps like a little discipline, because for me, I want to go outside every day for at least like 2 or 3 hours after school. I'm not counting school as being outside like during the break or something. I think that's bullshit. I want to do 2 or 3 hours of my free time of being outside when I have the time. Of course, during training days I don't, but I go to my training, so that's a good alternative, I would say. And on days where I don't have training, I always invite a couple of friends out to play, and if none of them want to come, then I'll just go alone. It's like I'll go outside either way. If you want to come, then come. If you don't, then don't, you know? I'll give you this opportunity to come with me, but if you rather be indoors and play video games and watch TikTok, YouTube, whatever, then, you know, you do you. I guess then we won't be getting closer, you know? It's just life, I guess. I would say that I'm fulfilled and happy with my life, since I know what I want to do with it, and I have a clear goal and I'm steadily working towards it. Now, do you understand why I would rather want to be weird than average? I really hope for your future that you will come to realize what kind of a life you want to live, and that you take action before it's too late. I'll see you in the next one.